Welcome back to Level Header Gamer, guys. My name is Joseph, and today we got another Capcom digital event for Monster Hunter Rise, and we got a bunch of new details about the game, about new monsters, and all the sorts of information that we got from there. What I want to do is let's go down all the details that we've gotten, all the new things, and then let's have a little discussion about what's been presented in this game so far. Without any further ado, guys, I don't want to waste your time. Let's get right into the meat of it. I'm going to make sure to timestamp each section for you below. So the first thing that we find out throughout this whole presentation is that there's going to be a lot more Silkbind attacks for the final game that you'll be able to switch out and plug in for each of the weapons. Not to mention they've introduced a new mechanic called switch skills, which would be like skills for each weapon that you're able to switch out as you kind of progress within the game. And it's going to switch kind of the way you use each of the weapons, which reminds me of the skill attacks that we've gotten in Monster Hunter Generations. Sounds very similar to that, and it'll be a nice way to kind of cater each of the playstyles to your character and the way you like to play with each of the weapons. Another thing we got is that single player is you'll be able to have a combination of two buddies any way you want them, whether it be two Palmutes, two Palicos, or a combination of the two. You're also going to have 5 different locations in the final game. The Shrine Ruins is the ones we've seen in the demo. We're also going to have the Flooded Forest, Frost Islands, Sandy Plains, and Lava Caverns, which all seem like usual suspects in terms of locations for the game, but they all look nice from the little snippets that we get in the trailer. They've also introduced a bunch of new monsters. We got Almudron, we got Rachna Kadaki, we got Gos Harag, which we have seen before. We got Bishitan, we got Samanakant, we got Tetramadan. We also got Aknosom, Great Izuki we've destroyed in the demo at this point, so we know who that is. And Magnamalo, which is the flagship monster for the game overall. They've also mentioned a couple of returning monsters. I'm sure there's going to be more, but the ones they've mentioned is Rajang, we got Kezu, Rathlos, and Narkakuga. And this one, honestly, I'm a little bit embarrassed that I can't remember, Zenogri. I don't remember this monster personally myself. I know he was from one of the portable ones on DS, and I've played them. It's just for some reason I can't recall this monster myself. We've also got a new quest type called the Rampage Quest type, and it's going to be a swarm of monsters attacking Kamura Village, and your job is to defend against them, setting up traps and different kind of obstacles in their way, as well as some AI allies you'll be able to recruit along with all your 4 squad mates, basically fighting off the monsters and in the end taking down the biggest threat to repel the whole attack. Again, it sounds very similar to the one, I forgot if it was Monster Hunter 1 or 2, and even in the Monster Hunter world, where you would have one big monster kind of heading towards the gate and you would have to defend against him trying to penetrate the walls. So it kind of seems very similar, but that's interesting, fighting a bunch of monsters at once. I'm sure it's going to be pretty challenging. They've also mentioned about the separation of single player and hub quests, that you'll be able to do full single player by yourself, and you'll actually be able to take on the hub quests or the multiplayer quests on your own as well. And the scale is going to basically climb with the more players that's in your lobby, which is also nice. It's going to be drop in, drop out co-op, which is absolutely fantastic, because Monster Hunter World, one of the biggest criticisms is just how difficult it was to play the multiplayer in there. Not to mention, you have a camera now. You'll be able to take pictures of wildlife, and when you take a picture of the wildlife, they'll kind of name it automatically what you've taken. They'll know what you're taking a picture of. But that's for those people who are interested in that Pokemon Go, Pokemon Photo. It's not my thing. I really don't care about that, but let's keep going. They've also mentioned on March 11th, the demo is going to get an update, and it's going to give you an extra quest that you'll be able to face off against Magnamola, and it'll reset your whole demo counter. So it's going to be nice to face a really difficult monster in the demo to kind of get an idea how difficult they're going to get overall. It doesn't mean he's going to be the most difficult. For example, in the Monster Hunter world, Kirin was absolutely the most difficult monster in my opinion that I can remember, but then again, I haven't fought all the tempered versions of the monsters in the game. They've also mentioned that it's going to get free title updates with new monsters coming along all the way, with the first one they kind of revealed being Chameleos. Again, another monster for some reason I don't remember where it's from. I've played most of the Monster Hunter games, but there's of course some of them I haven't played, or maybe I've never progressed or gotten after an update some kind of a new monster. I don't remember where it's from. If you guys could tell me where From Chameleus is from, I'd really appreciate it. What I'm liking so far of all the information that's been presented is that you can feel this Monster Hunter game is trying to do enough things different where it's going to feel fresh with the Silkbind attacks and the switch skills, which are really awesome to be able to tailor the character to play the way you want him to play, the way you like to use the weapon versus the way you're forced to use the weapon. Not to mention having a Palmute and having all these endemic life that you can pick up that gives you buffs. It's really nice to see all these different changes being brought to this game, that it's not just like a carbon copy of World or Generations. It's trying to do something different, and it's trying to up its own game. I'm sure the game's going to be really long. The areas look fantastic from what they've seen so far. I mean, you get every biome in the game so far. It'll be really nice. It'll be DLC in the future for this kind of stuff. But right now, I'm having really no problem. The co-op is going to be easy to start up. I mean, I have zero complaints at this moment, and I've even correct the course of what I've said before about trying to compare it to World, where I think I was completely unfounded in that, because it is a different game. It is a mobile game, but it's just doing so much. It's taking some of the better parts from World, some of the better parts from Generations, adding new things on top of that. I think this game is just going to be fantastic. And guys, I think we're any Monster Hunter fan, or even looter shooter, looter slasher, kind of loot gathering kind of a game, this game should be for you totally right away. And especially for Nintendo Switch, it's going to be like probably one of the better titles on the system already. And I cannot wait to play the game. I'm going to be checking out the demo, checking out the new boss, see what it's going to be like. What are you most excited about from this information? I would love to hear from you guys. I know I've not been on top of my Monster Hunter videos, as there's been a lot of information covering Outriders and other games. But guys, make sure you tune in onto this channel, because I am going to be covering a lot of Monster Hunter as it releases, for tips and tricks and how to get various skill bind attacks or whatever it may be that you can unlock within the game. And until next time, guys, make sure you have a good day. Peace out. Take care.